Today on Seeds of Gold, we meet Godfrey Chigoye, a farmer and an agribusiness consultant. This is Rankuni Sub-County in Chotela District, a place well known for vanilla growing, but today we are looking at another crop, the calabash. Coming up on Seeds of Gold.
What makes us poor, we farmers outside there, is to fail planning. If we fail planning, you cannot get money.
A calabash is a bottleneck round fruit with a hard shell. They are non-edible fruits suitable for decorative ornaments or utensils. A calabash is commonly known as endeku in Luganda and mostly grew wild with little or no attention paid to it until now. The calabash is part of a family which includes many economically important fruits and vegetables, including pumpkins, squash, melons, and cucumbers. As a commercial farmer, Godfrey was searching for projects where he could inject less initial capital and reap more. Calabash farming is very cost-effective if you compared it to other crops. Its return on investment is very feasible.
Why calabash farming? When we are outside there doing our service, giving our service as extension workers, as business consultants, we need to look at projects that can give a farmer money but with low input. You put in a little, you harvest big. You just need to get a seed, get where to put it in the soil, feed the soil. You just need a little money, you go into a business. It's not like going into coffee, going into maybe banana where you need a lot.
There are different types of calabashes. One has just to pick which type to grow based on the available market. Growing these calabashes is one way of making easy or short-term income.
What you need to invest here, you just need to invest into now seeds. You just need like 10,000. Then you just need like 350. The trellis you have made, it's made of some nylon strings to support the calabash. Because it's a type of crop that when you don't stake it, it grows on the ground. When it grows the neck, it breaks. In the course of growing, developing, when you find that there is something heavy on top, it breaks. So it needs something to stake so that when it grows hanging, than growing from the ground, going up. So you need like a 350 for the nylon strings. And then you need poles to stake. These are some of the materials you can get within your reach. If you are in the village like we are in now, Nabyajwe, Bali, Kitwe Kyambogo, when you move around, you rotate the camera, we see that we have ficus trees planted everywhere. So it's a matter of pruning the other tree, you get the stake for here. You get it. That can go for like 100. Then you need about 10 bags of manure. That's now cow dung. Then you put, every hole you dig, you put in at least a handful or two for the start. Because as it grows, I will tell you that we need to boost the, and as we talk now, we are about to put NPK to boost the production up there. That's 100 for the manure, about 10 bags of cow dung. These nylon sacks of 100 kilograms each. Then there, what you need is just a little labor. I would love to say that if you can have an acre of calabash, just get one worker whom you will pay 150 per month. And this thing takes about 3 months to 4 to start earning some money out of it. And for those people who are there, this is the best way, because we are coffee farmers. This is the only best way you can do if you are doing integrated farming and you are in coffee. Plant a calabash, put it, it goes on top. Then after planting, put lines of coffee underneath. By the time calabash goes after 4 months, the coffee has got its shade it needs during the initial stages. and then you are done. If they are not ready, then you plant again. When this one, after plant for 1 year, after 1 year the coffee would have established a level, and then you forget this, you go then to coffee. So that's maximum utilization of space we train people to do. You can do coffee. For us, we did this because this is not land for coffee. Coffee, I have it down there. I have about 6 acres down. But this is for seasonal crops. Because I need to get the longer term cash, and I also need to get, you know what makes us poor, we farmers outside there, is to fail planning. If we fail planning, you cannot get money. And how do we fail planning? We need to get what we call daily income or short-term income. Like this one. After 4 months, I'm in business. I get my 10 million. School fees done. Everything is done as I wait for the coffee that will come after 6 months. So for those of you who are there, you have a newly established banana, not yet in full production. There's still some space. You can still intercrop. You put in your calabashes, 1-2 seasons, you get your money, and then you leave the banana grow, continue growing. And when you are observant, you see here, the beans here are somehow, they have started flowering. So we are likely to get about 4 bags, 5 bags from within here. Total about 500 kilograms to 600 kilograms of beans. And the beans today is between 3,000 to 4,000.
About the distance from one pole to another and stakes to put.
The spacing for calabashes should be between 5 foot apart to 10 foot apart. What I mean, from one plant to another plant, 10 feet or 5 feet. Why 5, 10? For the calabashes, because for them they move a long distance, you need to take 10 feet from one plant to another one. And from one line to another one is still 10. Then, for the other one, you can put 5 feet for the other small calabashes. Now, for the trellis, for the 1 acre, one should put in about 450 poles if we were to do to put them on trellis. So they can be either eucalyptus poles or ficus tree poles. So when they grow big, management, when they grow big, sometimes because we have used nylon strings, they sometimes sag a bit, So you need to put some staking. When they grow, these are heavy thing stuff I told you, they bend it a bit down, so you support, so that you can have where you can freely move when you are doing some activities within the garden.
For one to successfully do calabash farming, these are the steps to follow. Planting time, use cow dung or poultry litter and mix it with the soil before planting. At 3 to 4 weeks, put a booster dose of urea or NPK around the stems. Put 100 to 150 grams of NPK plus urea per plant to support the development of big-sized calabashes when at about 2.5 months. When we return, get to know your return on investment.
So at the end of the day, because this one we put in little and the harvest is big, this is better than passion fruit. The profits are far bigger than that of the passion fruit.
For an investment of 1.5 to 2 millions, one is looking at having 10 million in a space of 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months, you are in the market. Then roughly just put it 1.5 to 2 million. This is little money you got to buy one night, it is consumed, and then But at the end of the day, how much do I need to have? I would really get from here. 1 acre, we are likely to get 5,000 pieces. It can be more. So if you sell one at 2,000 on a peak market, that's a lot of money, 10 million. But if you are to sell like when all of them are in business, when you have low market, you can sell one at 1,000 or 1,500 per piece.
Good business to invest in. So if you plant this crop twice a year, you get about 18 to 20 million. Calabash growing is very cost effective. All you need is to have the zeal to start, and the rest will be history.
You compare this one and the passion fruit, you find if you use all the materials we use for the passion fruit, it will be expensive. The money you cannot have, because the passion fruit can be in the garden for over 2 years, 1.5 to 2 years. You continue harvesting. But this one is in the garden for only 4 months maximum. Then what we do, we resorted to buying cheap materials, these nylon rolls that can make a trellis that where you don't put in too much. So at the end of the day, because this one we put in little and the harvest is big, this is better than passion fruit. The profits are far bigger than that of the passion fruit. If I'm to equate, I mean to relate the two. Who has been, as a person who has been in this for some good time. This is a very big business. If I have money, I've got a loan somewhere in the bank and I want to I pay it back, this is the best way to go.
Asked on when the perfect time to plant is, this was his reply.
Whatever we are keeping or growing in Uganda, you need to be calculative. This guy needs a lot of rain when it is at this stage, when it is now putting on. When it is growing, it needs a moderate rain. So you farmers who are there, don't always grow. In fact, when you move to this around the village, even other places, you may hardly see a garden of this size at this stage. Most of them are still young. They planted when the rain has just come. For us, we planted 1 month, in fact 1.5 months back, when the rain went still a drought, and we did the irrigation because we knew by that time it needed little water. It is still growing. It has not developed such big as it is where it needs a lot of water. It has not put on that weight, that calabash that needs water to grow. So there we could manage the 1.5 months. That means you will go to the market 1.5 months before the others come on board.
What is the cycle for these calabashes in terms of seasons per year?
You can harvest now. After 4 months, you harvest. You process for 1 month, that's about 5 months. You again plant. So in a year you can plant on this twice. Then you have 2 harvests in a year. To know that they are ready, most of the leaves, they start scorching, drying. Then when they dry from the stem, from the stool down to maybe where they started the trellis, that's the first sign to say they are approaching the maturity period. How do we check? I can just scratch on it and I see. When I scratch on it, on this, that round thing, it will show the one that is not ready, it will be white. The one that is ready, it will be somehow brownish. To mean it is what? And when you scratch like this, if you see your nail is going, I mean, it's not hard, it is still soft. That means it is still young. Those are some of the techniques.
The calabash is a creeping plant with seeds inside the fruit. The shell of the fruit is surrounded by pulp in which the brown seeds are located.
That's why the Bazungu say, where is the factory that manufacturing these calabashes? Because they are wondering. There is a big stuff down there, but there is a small, long neck coming up. How did you access the thing that was inside there and you removed it without cutting part of that round thing? But the science was that because we knew we could boil, after boiling, they lose inside, then they would come in form of water. You just get small sticks or wires, and then you. So now this one, when you are preparing in the process, what we need to do after harvesting is to cut on the upper part, the tip of the head, or we call it a neck, this one. So we cut a bit, then after cutting, we get a nail, sharp nail, we pierce, so that we have a start. When we are boiling or cooking, water can easily penetrate and go inside, so that by the time we're scooping out, we are removing out those residue seeds, it can easily pass via here. That's why you see it's bigger this side, and here the neck is small. But you wonder how this thing come via here and all go. When you look at this one, it's empty and it's light, because all the seeds and the flesh inside was removed, and then we just have now the calabash ready for painting, color painting, and whatever color you need, and then taken to the market. When you go to the market, you may find after painting and all that, it goes for 7,000.
The biggest fear for all farmers is usually the market after a good harvest. How will a farmer make in profits from all the hard work?
Yeah. If you do better research, you will know that one of the first villages to do baka smoothing is this village, Lakai or Chotera. We are the first people to do backsmithing, doing that business, doing backsmithing as a business. So when we are taking our baka clothes to town, to the big market in Kampala, they were also asking, can you also get us some, we need, because we see people here, when they come to tour around, they ask about the calabashes, because calabashes have been here for some more years. It came over in 1,300 years back, but this is one of the things you find in tourism centers. They decorate it in a way that is attractive. In the West there, they use it to pack in some, is it ghee or muzigo? Some type, there is a type, not this type, there is a type. They cut and then put in, it keeps it very well. So the market is, first of all, it is within the country, and later it goes even to South Africa, to Nigeria and other countries. Because when you go out there, you see some are putting them in the sitting room with some long sticks kind of stuff, flowers, as it sits down there, very well decorated. And they ask me, how much does that one go for? It is very expensive. They get it from there at 1,000 to 2,000, and then they finish it.
Amidst the success, Godfrey has been able to identify a few challenges that can help an intending farmer to be aware of.
They are weevils and the pests that attack. If you are keen, you would see some blue stuff that we have put in. Those are fly trappers. They are there, spotted at a distance of about 5 to 10 meters away. Do that to trap those, because they are under Chukabit family, they are affected by wasps. And the quality of this calabash is, if you are harvesting and it has no spot, has no hole, it has no, it should be without any damage. So that's the best calabash they need on the market. But in the garden, there are some stuff that come and pierce. Do what? Those are wasps and other stuff. So we trap them before they go to. As they come to rest, there is a fume on those trappers that attract them. They go as if they have gone to rest and they are trapped there. And then we have our calabash safe. So 2 challenges still. Labor. They need some technical labor. Like the lady you are seeing doing is an expert in doing. If you are, we call it okulandiza, you are preparing it, you are allowing it to sit properly on the trellis. Sometimes if you cut, it breaks, if you are not keen, because they have tender stuff, points when they are growing. They can easily break, and if you break it, that you are, it needs to again get more power to put another branch. you are now lengthening the production. So we need some people that are skilled. And also when we are processing, we need skilled labor there. That's where we have a problem as a challenge. There are few skilled labor in doing this.
The benefits of growing gourds far outweigh the challenges, making it a lucrative venture. That's it for this week on Seeds of Gold.